What's up, y'all? It's Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, we're going to be talking about NBA 2K and the rating system. The system that they've got going on and how egregious some of these ratings in game are. Now, I get it. Ratings aren't easy. You've got, 13, 14, 15 players to rank from each and every team. You've got injuries to deal with. You've got updates to deal with. I get it's not an easy job, not an easy task. But when you're the biggest NBA game, really the only NBA game, the ratings have to be a little bit better. So I'm going to be going over my top 10 worst ratings that we have right now in the game, as well as some honorable mentions. So let's start off with an honorable mention. And it's going to be a guy that has, played a lot more recently, and that is Isaiah Hartenstein. Now, first thing I want to talk about. Isaiah Hartenstein is really good. I think I appreciate him because I've always liked him, but he's a good rim protector. He's a good passer. I think it goes beyond just the eye test. I think his impact on winning is definitely there as well. Like, I think when you look at the grades in real life, he grades out as one of the best rim protectors in the league. And you're giving him a 69 interior defense? I mean, that's absolutely crazy. Don't even make me talk about the badges on some of these cards. 3 total badges for Isaiah Hartenstein for being an 81 overall. I think that is absolutely crazy. Just as a reference, this guy right here is an 81 as well. And I don't hate a Congo. I think he's fine. But if you're taking one, I think Isaiah Hartenstein definitely is the better player. I think this guy right here is overrated by quite a bit, and that's Domantas Sabonis. I think Domantas Sabonis is good, but he's a 90 overall. Comparison, Bam Adebayo, an 88 overall. Is he better than Wemby? I mean, these are just the things you have to think about when you are talking about these players. I mean, Chet's an 87. Are we really saying Sabonis is that much better than Chet? And I know you guys are going to say Chet's not that good, but realize again, Sabonis has the ball in his hands all the time. So again, that impacts, how much he's involved, stuff like that. But I just think Sabonis is really overrated, especially for him not being a very good defender. Now, let's talk about our top 10. These are pretty specific. Starting at number 10, we're going to be talking about Isaiah Joe. Now, I've always been a fan of Isaiah Joe. Just to give you guys some numbers real quick, here's some of his stats for you guys. Over Isaiah Joe's career, here's what you're looking at 3-point shooting wise. The last 2 years, last year, he was at 40.9%. This year, at 41.6%. Career, 39.7%. He is an absolutely fantastic 3-point shooter. That's what he does on the court. You're looking at a card with no limitless range. He shoots from limitless quite often. Badge-wise, not the same. And he's got an 85 3-ball. That's fine. But you're telling me Jalen Williams is a better shooter than Isaiah Joe. Ask Jalen Williams. Go ask Jalen Williams who's the better shooter. He'll tell you it's Isaiah Joe. What are we doing here with the 2K ratings? How are we putting Isaiah Joe's 3-ball, the thing he does best on the court, at an 85, and you're putting Aaron Wiggins' 3-ball higher? What are we doing? What are we doing? Honestly, what are we doing? Casey Wallace has the same 3-ball as Isaiah Joe. Let that sink in just for a moment. You think on team scouting reports they think of those guys the same? Absolutely not. It's horrible. Makes no sense. At my number 9, when it comes down to egregious rankings, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. When I'm looking at Nickeil, why is he only a 76 overall? And I get he's quote-unquote just a bench piece, just a bench player. But he's a great bench player. Fantastic. You remember again what he did against the Phoenix Suns? You look at what Nickeil has done defensively and just overall as a off-the-bench piece for the Timberwolves the past 2 seasons. It's been absolutely insane. But the thing I have a problem with for Nickeil is, why is his 3-point rating higher than his perimeter defense rating? In my opinion, he's one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. That's my opinion. I'm a Timberwolves fan. I don't think he's as that great of a shooter. And let's talk about the 76 overall rating. Come on. Look at these guys at a 76 overall rating. Duop Reith, you're putting Duop Reith in the same sentence as Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Drew Eubanks, Bull being the same rating as Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Chris Boucher, I don't even hate him. Nora, he gets DMPs. Grady D, what are we doing here? Nickeil is a much better player, and that rating makes absolutely no sense. At my number 8, for just ratings that don't make any sense to me, we're going to be talking about Obi Toppin here. And I don't hate Obi Toppin at all. But I'm going to say it like this. I feel like if Obi Toppin wasn't as much of a highlight player, he wouldn't be this high. But you're looking at an 81 overall card, and obviously his athleticism is going to help him quite a bit. He's just kind of a role player. If I had a choice, would I take Nickeil Alexander-Walker or Obi Toppin? You know the answer. I'd take Nickeil. Let's look at the Sacramento Kings, for example. Keegan Murray is an 81 overall. Ask any NBA GM, are they taking Keegan Murray or Obi Toppin heading, into the playoffs? They're going to take Keegan Murray. By far and away, it's not even close. Obi Toppin at an 81, way overrated. At my number 7, for things that I think are just crazy, Jalen Suggs rating. I like Jalen Suggs. I think Jalen Suggs eventually is going to be a great point guard. Right now, I love his defense. I like how he impacts winning. I do. But an 84 overall for Jalen Suggs, I think is crazy. Because that's putting him pretty high. 84 overall. Let's just look at some guys. OG Anunoby. I'll get to him later. An 82 overall. Who do you think's better? Jalen Suggs or OG Anunoby? Desmond Bane's only an 85. Desmond Bane, in my opinion, is so head and shoulders above Jalen Suggs. Obviously, they play different positions. I get it. But Jalen Suggs definitely is overrated in my opinion. It just makes me wonder who does these ratings. At my number 6, this one might be one that splits opinions. I think Bradley Beal is really overrated. Bradley Beal's 3 ball is higher than Isaiah Joe's. Let that sink in. But in my opinion, Bradley Beal does not impact winning that much. I mean, and obviously I think the Suns roster construction, impacted it as much as anything else. But compared to some of the other 86s, like Rudy Gobert is so much better than Bradley Beal. I know a lot of people aren't going to like that. I said that, but that's just the truth behind it. You look at some of these other 86s, Cade Cunningham, I think is so much better than Bradley Beal. Brandon Ingram, I think is so much better than Bradley Beal. So that's just, again, my opinion and kind of where I'm coming from. But the fact that Beal, after everything and after this season, is an 86 overall, I just think is pretty egregious. At my number 5, even more egregious, DeAndre Ayton. An 85 overall for DeAndre Ayton makes absolutely no sense to me. That's literally basically one less than Rudy Gobert. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. You can look at some of the other bigs we have in the game. Şengün, so much better. That's the same rating as Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes has the same rating as DeAndre Ayton. Let that sink into you guys. At my number 4, we're going to talk specifically about KCP. KCP is a great 3-and-D option. Great. He's fantastic at what he does. I think KCP is more impactful on winning than Michael Porter Jr. So underrated at a 78. You're telling me at a 78, KCP and Dante Exum are the same rating. Are we good? Are we good? What are we doing? Mo Wagner? Jared Vanderbilt? What are we doing here? KCP is way better than those guys. At a 78 is just absolutely crazy. Worse than Sadiq Bey and Paul Reed. Let that sink in. At my number 3, gotta go back to OG Anunoby. I think at an 82 is crazy. It's crazy. And I'm a Timberwolves fan. I am. So I like the Timberwolves. And I think the future of Jaden McDaniels is definitely there. But the fact that Jaden is an 80 and OG is an 82, I think... even the fact that it's that close is crazy. More so on the same train of thought. That's one different from Naz Reid. OG is so much better than Naz. And again, I'm a Timberwolves fan. He's the same as Josh Giddey. OG, Josh Giddey, not even close to being the same type of player. Same as Amen Thompson. OG Anunoby and Amen Thompson, the same rating in 2K. OG Anunoby at an 82 is absolutely disrespectful. Next up, guys, it's kind of the same in the one. Cam Thomas and Mikal Bridges are the same rating. And I'm as much of a hype beast for Cam Thomas as anybody ever will be. I think Cam Thomas is an absolute bucket getter. I like watching him play. But saying he is the same overall as Mikal Bridges is nuts. And Mikal Bridges is a B- midi. I know this year he might have had a down year. But let's be honest, guys. Mikal Bridges is really good, okay? Any team would really want to add him to their rotation. Jalen Suggs, better than Mikal Bridges. Let that sink into you guys. It just does not make sense. Mikal Bridges is so good. And the fact that he and Cam Thomas are the same rating is egregious. Cam Thomas is overrated, by the way. At my number 1, Klay Thompson. I've got a couple of things with Klay Thompson that do not make sense to me. Klay Thompson this season, I think, graded out as a bottom 10% level defender. Absolutely not good as a defender at all. If you look at his shot IQ, it's a 70. Do you guys think Klay Thompson takes good shots? He graded out as a 6% defender, by the way. Do you think Klay Thompson takes good shots? No! His shot IQ should be a 0. His defense should not be an A-. That makes absolutely no sense to me. It just does. Nothing adds up with Klay. I know he's aging. I know he's getting old. But the speed, the lateral quickness does not make sense. 2K is telling me that Klay Thompson is a better defender than Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And that does not sit right with me. These ratings in 2K make absolutely no sense. And if they need somebody to adjust it, they can hire me. Because this is not doing the job. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.